Hi and welcome to Minivan Camper Building with Leslie. Do you want to see what a fully packed, ready for adventure camper van looks like? Me too, because we're about to take off on a trip soon, so we're going to get everything packed in and ready to go. First thing I should mention is that this neat bed here, this is a lie. Although we always make the bed in the house, we never make the bed in the camper van. Shh, don't tell anybody. Ready to see everything that goes in here? All right, let's go. Okay, let's start back here. This is the space, this well underneath the bed in the back of the van. That's what holds the most volume of stuff. So let me show you how I get there. You see the back end of the bed flips up. We have a motion activated light here, battery operated. So it just sits there until it needs to be called into action, and then it comes on. And then once this is open, in order to keep it open, we have this strap right here with a hook on it. We just find a convenient spot nearby to hook that in, and there you go. Easy access. Here's a nice view of the bin from above. It's empty right now, but just wait. We're about to fill this bad boy up. What? Yes, we are. Okay, yes, we're talking about storage today, but if this is your first time here, welcome. I'm Leslie, and I built out this minivan into our camper. And I'll show you how to do it too, if you're so inclined. While you're here, why don't you go ahead and subscribe? And after you subscribe, leave a little message in the comments saying I subscribed. I try to get back to every single question I possibly can, so get in there and ask anything that's on your mind about building out a camper van. I'll try to help you out. I'm going to start the packing by putting in the biggest, bulkiest thing first. This is the container that holds the bulk of our food and our cooking equipment. I like it because once it's in this big well, it can just stay there. We don't have to drag it in and out. We just can open it and then get what we need. Inside the kitchen container, we decided to try a new system. We're putting the food in the green bag and then some cooking equipment into the black bag, just to see if it's easier to grab things and take them out as we need them. In the green bag, this is an example of things that we carry with us. Some cans of tuna, pasta, some coffee, of course, and then usually there's some oatmeal and some olive oil in there too. For cooking equipment, right now we are rocking a little pot that's really just the one thing we use to cook with. And then, of course, the espresso coffee maker and some various little odds and ends here. Now that the big kitchen container is set into the well, this gives us some great storage space on top of the container. On top here, we can store our collapsible crate, as well as our one-burner butane stove. From the side view, you can see how well these things stack up on one another. This makes a lot of sense because we're stacking vertically and we're saving space. Speaking of space, notice how we have a little bit of room here on the right-hand side of the kitchen container. Well, we're going to put that to good use. In here, we can store one of those big foldable ground mats, in addition to a couple of camelbacks. All right, coming back down into the well again, you can see that that big kitchen container also leaves us a little bit of space in the front of it right before the bed frame starts. We're also going to use this space. In here, I can squeeze in the bag that holds our tarp poles, as well as not just one foldable chair, but 2 foldable chairs. Again, stacking all these things vertically and making sure they're all tucked in and they each have a space. I'm not really going to cover, every nook and cranny today, but we are focusing on the major storage areas. Even with all that stuff loaded in, look, we still have all this space left here. What are we going to use it for? Yes, our clothes. This is plenty of room to store some bags that will hold all the clothes we need for our trip. This is the pantry that's located behind the sliding door that's on the driver's side of the van. If you haven't seen the full tour, I encourage you to check it out. That way you'll have a good idea of the layout of all these storage areas that I'm talking about. This pantry, oh my gosh, it actually holds a ton of stuff. A ton. We store crackers and peanuts, and you can see our little cooler fits in there just perfectly. We can usually somewhere stick in some paper towels. On the bottom left, there's plenty of room for a couple of gallons of water, some cups, and a box of wine. Coincidentally, it's a perfect fit. And in this Sterilite drawer unit, man, we can keep a ton of stuff in here. All of our plates and bowls, our plasticware, all of our spices. You can see here we also keep our lighters, wine tools, wooden spoons, knives. I mean, everything has a place in here and it fits a ton. Here is the hubby stocking it up, getting ready for our trip. He's got a couple of protein bars. These are the kind that don't melt. So important in a camper van. Look how happy he is. He cannot wait to get on the road. And one more piece of the pantry I want to show you is the bottom left where the gallons of water get stored. This is how they fit in there so well. I built just an X made out of wood and secured it in there with some brackets. So anything you place in those squares is solidly in place and won't move. Let's jump up to the roof for just a quick second. I want to mention this because it's really important that we have some outdoor storage. On top of our roof basket, we lash down just 2 regular backpacks. But inside, we keep dirty laundry and butane cylinders. So these are things that we definitely do not want to be storing inside the van. Anything that is potentially explosive, dangerous, or just downright stinky. All this gets stored on the roof. All right, now let me show you around the inside a little bit. There is a lot of space underneath this bed. Of course, there's less space when it goes into bench mode, but still, you could store a ton of things under here if you wanted to. We don't. It's just so much, it's a pain to try to get in there to take things in and out. There's 2 things that I'm storing under here now, and I'll show you what those are. The first is, oh my gosh, okay. The first is this die-hard power unit. It's like an all-contained chargeable battery. And I mean, don't even ask. It's been kind of a fiasco. It's just our first attempt at traveling with a power source, and we'll see how it goes. I don't know. A different video for this. The other thing we're carrying underneath this bed is just a plastic bin where I keep a lot of important necessaries like bungee cords, a first aid kit, there's some lashing straps, and some rope. You might actually be very surprised at how much you can keep in the cab area of a van. Maybe you've tried it. And have you pushed the limits? Yes, there's a lot of little nooks and crannies up here. It makes sense to keep things right nearby when you're driving all day or most of the day anyway. Sometimes, oh, I forgot to take my vitamins. Well, here they are right next to you, so you have no excuse not to stay healthy. Little extra sunscreen, some bug spray, and a little rose water facial spritz. I'll be honest. I have thought about taking out this center console because I could design something that's a lot more efficient and build it out so it holds everything we need much better than this. However, that hasn't happened yet. So in the meantime, we're working with the original van console. Inside, we use it like a backup medicine cabinet. So things we would access once in a while, like Advil or backup toothpaste, just things like that. We're not in and out of it every day, but they're there when we need them. This is the little sort of pop-out door that's right in front of the center console, right underneath the touch screen on the dash. This holds any kind of chargers, cables, as well as my Janet Jackson CD for when you want to bust out a dance move. One very important thing that we always bring with us is a road atlas, an actual paper printed road atlas. Hubby loves this. And it's neat to have because not only is it a good addition in case for some reason, God knows why, you can't get directions to somewhere, but it's a neat old-fashioned way of navigating. And it's a lot of fun. Well, just a few more little things to pack up, and I guess we'll be ready for the road. Maybe we'll see you out there. Thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you next time.